Welcome back to another edition of Theflufferdome. Anyway, hi. Welcome. Welcome, new subscribers. I have many of you now, and it's kind of weird, but I'm excited. I'm also a little, I'm not going to say hesitant, but, I just want to thank everyone. The response from the Kawaii Melanin collab has been just overwhelming, and I just want to thank everyone who's listening. I just want to thank everyone who's sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is very important right now that we continue to share and continue to make sure that people don't forget about this, about what's going on, and about things that need to change, because there are many things that need to change. And one of the ways we all have an opportunity to help facilitate the change is by speaking out. And hopefully speaking out will make people who don't understand, hopefully it will help them understand. And that way we can all work together in order to make these changes in the world, because these changes need to happen. They're been past due. These things going on, and they need to stop. And it's more than what you think. It goes so deep. It goes so much deeper. And that's why I implore everyone to research deep yourself. Research deep yourself. Don't just follow the headlines. Don't just follow the media. Do your own research. Promise. It'll be very helpful. So, guess what I'm doing today? What did I say I was doing? What did I say my next video was going to be? Let's see who's been paying attention. Who's been paying attention? I'm doing my hair tutorial today. Finally doing this hair tutorial. Took me a little longer than I expected to get to it, so I appreciate your patience. Yeah, I was supposed to have this done and up, and it took me longer than I needed to because I was just a little unwell this week. But I'm better now. I'm good. I did it. I'm done. So here I'm going to show you guys how you can style your hair in the kawaii fashion ways. All the ways. Well, not all the ways. I don't know. These are just some ways that I'm suggesting. There's plenty of ways, but these are just a few, just to give you some ideas. Okay? But first, before we get into that, I'm going to ask, are you subscribed? You should be. If you're not, do it. And then activate the bell so you can get notifications when I upload, so you know. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get into it. So, today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I do my twist outs so you can see how I get my definition. Of course, this is my hair. Everyone's hair is not the same. I understand that. If you already have knowing of your hair and don't need me to show you how to do a twist out, and there's probably better ways to do it. This is just the way I do it. But if you don't need that, you can skip to here. I will insert a timestamp for you to skip to the styling. If you already know how to, do twist outs with your hair, you just want to see some styles for, kawaii hairstyles, you can just fast forward to that part. But if you do need the know-how of how to install a twist out, that's gonna come first, okay? And then last is the styling. That's it. That's what I'm doing today. And we're gonna do that. And just before we jump into that, I am going to be voicing over, so bear with me on that, as well as if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments box and I will get back to you. Like I said, this is just a few styles that I'm, used to doing. There are plenty more out there. This is just a way to style your natural hair without any extensions. Yeah, so we're going to get started. Okay? See you in a bit. Bye. All right, so here we go. Here I have just washed and conditioned my hair. So it is clean and conditioned, and I'm just going to start sectioning and twisting my hair. Yeah, I really can't ever talk. I'm sorry. So what I'm doing first is I'm spraying it with leave-in. This is the Shea Moisture leave-in. It's not my normal leave-in. It's just what I had around. Might as well finish that off. Follow that up with my Butterfly hair and body products. Just glow all over butter. I love this stuff. My hairstylist back in Philly, she makes this. She has a bunch of products. I actually have some more stuff coming soon, and I will be doing a review and tutorial with her products soon. Excited. Black owned business. Awesome, dope stylist. If you're in Philly, go check her out for sure. Okay. And then I just follow that up with my oil. This is a homemade oil mix that I use. It's Jamaican black castor oil with lemongrass and avocado oil. Just nice nutrient, sealing oils. That's what I'm using. Then I use my Easy Detangler brush to detangle my hair. You need to make sure your hair is properly detangled. You should have already made sure it was detangled when you conditioned it before we got here, but you also want to continue to carry that detangledness throughout this style, because if your hair gets tangled as you're styling, when you go to take down your twist, it's going to cause frizz and it's going to make it harder for you to wash it when it's time for wash day after the twist out. So just make sure your hair is properly detangled. Okay. So I was using the LCO method, which is the liquid cream oil that I used because my hair is very dry. I'll just explain my hair real quick so you guys kind of have a little history and see why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm doing what I am doing, and you can, figure out if you may need to do the same or do something different. But my hair is just super dry, like especially in the scalp and my roots. My hair gets so dry, and so I have to use this liquid cream, then oil to seal it, because oil is a sealer, it's not a moisturizer. Just remember that. Water is your moisture, oil is the seal. So you always want to put your water-based products in before you put in oil, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, back to the styling. So I'm just continuing to detangle as I am twisting, because as you're twisting, the twisting motion does like a few hairs get wrapped around each other, and you don't want that, because like I said, that's going to cause you issues when you go to start separating to get your definition, and you want it to naturally separate when you separate it, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to that part. So I'm just making sure. And then this coil at the end is very important too. That allows the definition to continue all the way through your hair, because if you stop and just leave it as like a puff ball at the end, your hair is not going to look great, because your hair is going to just be puffy at the ends of all of you have this beautiful definition and then this puff ball on the end. It's not good. So you want to try to make sure you're getting that nice clean spiral at the end. If you are facing any heat damage and do not have that natural like curl at the end, you can always use like small perm rods or something to wrap on the ends to give you that nice curl, so that way when you take down your twist, you can have a curl. That makes sense. I hope that helps. All right, so now I want to talk about parting. Parting is very important, I say, when it comes to these kind of styles, because you don't want to have to part after your hair has dried and set, because that can cause excess frizz and can damage your style. It can just completely delete all the definition you had because you had to over separate in order to part these sections. So 2 parts that I always make sure I have is one from front to back, straight down the middle, so that way if you do any space buns or puff balls, you have that part is already there. And then I do one more across the top, like kind of like just like at my crown and down to like right above my ears, right behind my ears, that front section.
So that way when you do like front puffs, if you want to do half up, half down, or styles like that, you want to have that part already there so that way you don't have to further separate your hair afterwards. Hopefully that makes sense and we can move on. All right, so in just a moment here, I'm going to show you guys a pretty embarrassing part of my hair, but I'll explain why it is embarrassing. I have a nervous condition. I have a trichotillomania, where I consciously and unconsciously pull out hair due to stress. And usually it's my eyebrows and eyelashes that get it. But back in February, I had a really tough time, and I actually got a good chunk of my hair, is want to say probably about a quarter size amount right up top there at my crown, is gone. That's always been a problem area for me as far as being sensitive. And I think that area being sensitive is what drove me to, pulling it out, because it's just that part, it just needed attention and not the attention I was giving it. But yeah, but this is, part of the revitalization of my hair. What I'm trying to do, is take better care of it, and also taking better care of that part. So the short little growth you see there, that has grown back from scratch all the way with no hair from February. So I'd say that's pretty good growth for these past couple months, especially given how much your hair actually grows in a year. In a year or per month. Your hair only grows about a quarter inch a month, if that. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good from February to July. Anywho, yeah, back to the moisturization of your hair. Remember I was saying you seal it with the oil in the LCO method that I was talking about? You do want to make sure you get your ends really good. As you can see, I'm like putting the oil in my hand and then dipping my ends in the oil before I even disperse it onto my hair, just to make sure that those ends get every little piece of oil that they can soak up, because I want them to nourish and flourish. And that's also going to help your styles look better if your ends are healthy, because if your ends aren't healthy, you can't get these nice smooth spirals at the end. And even if you use perm rods, like the hair is just not in a good healthy state, so it's not going to properly absorb the moisture that you're trying to give it. So that's pretty much that. Just moisturization and being gentle with your hair are like the two, I want to say, number one difficult things to do with natural hair, because it does take a lot to detangle and style it. But once it's done, it's good for a little while, and then we do wash day all over again, and wash day is a pain, but you know what? My hair needs it and it loves it, and I need to do it more often and treat it better. So that's the end of that healthcare rant. All right, and I am just making sure this part is clear. You want to actually do this before you start twisting, so that way you get all your parts. I was being a weirdo and not doing my normal method because I'm doing a tutorial, and apparently my normal method is not good enough. So I need to do it the wrong way and then explain how to do it the correct way on the voiceover. Because that's what happened. So, yeah, make sure you part before you start twisting, because it's a pain to have to undo twist to re-part something. It's not fun. I've had to do it before. Also, you do want to keep a spray bottle of water on hand, because your hair will dry out as you're twisting, and you want to make sure it stays, water moisturized before you put the product in it, because you don't want to put your product on dry hair, because all you're doing is sealing in dry hair. You don't want to seal in dry hair. You want to seal in the moisture. You want to seal in the water, and that's what you do with the oil. You may be wondering how I'm not using a holding product for this twist out. I don't know if it's just been the care I've been taking to my hair lately, but it's just been holding up without needing a holding agent. Like, just I get the hold just from the shea butter. The shea butter is really good. I recommend you try some. I will link it in the description. I will link her site. Go and check her out. It's great products. It's the last one. Huzzah! Yeah. So, last one, same method. Just hoping, you can see well. I tried my best to get the best angles I could to show you guys what I'm doing. And this is it. Like I said, you want to make sure these twists are nice, tight, and firm. You see how small it is when I twist it, and then they kind of puff up to how those other ones are looking. That's what you want. You want that shrinkage. That's what's going to give you that nice bounce in your twist. And there we go. We are done. And I'll show you how they all look. You'll see that terrible spot in the middle of my head where there's no parting at all. Yeah, that whole section there, it's just a big mosh pit. So cover it. We're going to wrap up with our scarf and call it a day. Normally I'll leave my twist in for at least 2 days. I know some people can do their twist and the next day they're dry. No, my hair doesn't dry that fast at all, even if I leave it uncovered, unless I sit under a dryer. It doesn't dry overnight. It doesn't dry the next day. It takes well over 24 hours for my hair to naturally dry. So keep that in mind. If you know your hair, it takes a while, leave your twist in for longer. Like I said, my normal, at least I do 2 days. I leave the twist in for 2 days. And that way I get a nice fluffy twist out. The longer you leave your twist in, the tighter your twist out will be when you take it down. And we're back. We are here. We are dry. At this point, it has actually been about 4 days because I was not well and could not do this when I originally was supposed to. So here we are 4 days later, and we're going to take down. So we start by adding some of that good shea butter to our hands, and we're going to moisturize our hair. Well, not moisturize, but this is what we're doing to prevent frizz. So you want to just add some of that to your hands and wipe it all over your hair. Make sure your hands are nice and coated. And then you're going to slowly begin to take the twist down from the ends. Don't start from the middle. You want to separate the ends. So you roll it opposite the direction it's twisted in, and it'll start to come apart. And you can feel it as it separates. And then you just undo them all just the same way. Just take them down just carefully like that. And do this all over my head. And then I will show you how to separate these individual pieces into the little sections that's going to make your hair look nice and big and fluffy. Yes. So once again, just slowly taking it out and letting it unravel on its own. Making sure your hands stay coated. You don't want dry hands because dry hands are going to cause frizz. You want to keep the smoothness, keep it nice and neat. Make sure your hands are coated with your product. And here you could also use oil if you don't want to use shea butter. I use the shea butter because it's more moisturizing. And like I said, at this point, it's been 4 days instead of 2, so my hair is a little drier than it would normally be when I take down twists. But even still, you can see the shine on my hair, and that's not from oils. That's just the semi-natural shine that my hair has when it's moisturized. Don't mind my roots. My roots are unruly and rude, and they've always been this way. I don't know, my hair is weird. It changes, it comes out one way at the root, and then as it gets longer, it turns into a different hair type. It doesn't make any sense, and I've struggled with it my whole life. If you also have this struggle, please share, because I don't want to feel alone anymore. Alright, so still separating, almost done, and you can see how just this initial separation, it doesn't really look like much. It still looks like I have no hair. It's just where'd all my hair go? So this is where I get up close, and I'm going to show you the separation of each individual one. So make sure your hands are coated. Grab a little more if you need to, just a little. You don't want to make your hair oily. And then separate. So you're going to kind of untwist, like I said, in the direction that, in the opposite direction it's twisted in, and it'll kind of separate on its own, like little sections, and you'll kind of feel that. I'm hoping you can see it towards the end, actually, when I get to the top part of my hair, because I've already watched through this before, but I'll talk about it again, because you can actually, there's some good clips at the end, towards the end of my separation, when I get to the top part, where you can see the separation very well. So yeah, and this is how you're going to want to separate it to get the volume and to maintain your definition. There will be some small pieces, there will be larger pieces, depending on the size of your twist. I recommend not really going much smaller than this, depending on your hair type, to get good definition. And also so it doesn't take 99 years total to do your hair, because the smaller your twists or braids are, the longer it's going to be, of course. And yeah, so you could kind of see it here too. And it might want to separate in more smaller pieces. The more smaller pieces you do, it will create more frizz. So I prefer doing, you know, like you have a combination of some small pieces, but then you have some chunkier pieces, just so you can see the definition really nicely. But then also you have the smaller ones that give you that little bit of frizz while still holding on to definition, but they give you that volume. And you can see the difference between I'm separated on one side and not separated on the other side. You can see the difference in fullness. And I haven't even picked it out yet. Dun, 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 dun. That's when it gets nice and big and fluffy. And like I said, the sooner you take your twist out, once they're dry, within 2 days, the fluffier it'll be. So if you leave your twist in for a week, it'll be less fluffy, it'll be more defined, and the definition will last longer once you do take it out. But if you want more volume sooner, I would take your twist out sooner rather than later. Just saying. So like with the Kawaii Melanin collab video 1, that was a 2 days. Those twists were only in for 2 days. My hair was dry, I took it out, and that was day 1 twist out. Now I did actually try this one time before, and it failed because I tried to do the one day twist, and my hair, I want to say it had to have been at least 36 hours or so, and my hair was still not dry. The couple twists at the top, at the front, where you really want your definition, because it's the front right at your face, were not dry, and it got puffy, and I was upset. Ended up having to trash it. So it's one of the reasons this video took longer than it was originally supposed to, because I did it once and it failed. So I had to do it again. But now you have it, because this one passed. This is the part I was talking about right here, where you can actually see the separation better. I hope you saw that. Just rewind like 2 seconds. It's right there. So here I'm just re-cleaning up my part, because over the past few days some shorter hairs have migrated to the other side where they don't belong. So I'm cleaning my part back up so I can get to the styling. And here we go. We're going to pick it out from the roots. I don't actually have a pick. This is a scalp massager I have, and I use it as a pick because it works pretty much the same. It's just that these are set way wider than a pick, but it's fine. I like this. It works fine for me. And you just want to pick out just at the roots. You don't want to comb through all your definition. You just want to pick out the roots to conceal your parts, but they'll still be there for styling. Those parts will still be there, but you want to conceal them. You don't want to leave that harsh part line in your style, because if you're just doing your hair all out, you don't need that part. And I'm just fluffing, and then I give it a shake, and that's it. It's done. This is the twist out. It will kind of settle more down on its own, like as the day goes on. You see it like sticking out and up. It'll kind of relax at the roots. It's just from when it was twisted up. It just kind of wants to stay in that motion, but it'll relax down. But here we styling. So this is style number 1, just out, and you could just add your accessories just like that. Like however you want to put your accessories on, you just put it on. You don't particularly need a style with this one. All right. Next, style number 2. We are just going to take 2 little pieces in the front, create like the little bangs, or I don't know. I mean, I guess not bangs, but I don't know, just 2 little hangings in the front. We're just going to bobby pin those out the way so that way we can deal with the rest of our hair, right? And all we're going to do is put our headpiece on right like that. Just put it on. This is style number 2. And all you did was just separate the front and you push it back. Now, with this style, there is a slightly modified version that I prefer to do, because over the day, your hair will push off your headpiece. So, in order to prevent that from happening, here I have style 2.5. Having fun with my little dealies in the front of my head. Style 2.5. You have one of these big giant bands. This is one of those extra thick and long. This is actually a scrunchie, like a regular hair tie, but it's for extra thick and long hair. So it's way bigger, but it stretches over your head. Dun, 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 dun. And I like to use these to hold my hair back because they hold firmer than the elastic headbands. The elastic headbands usually don't hold firm enough for me, for my hair, and they'll just basically slide off. So I use these, and these are fine as long as you're not using it around your entire head, because it's just basically around the half of my head. It's not too tight, but you don't want to use this as a regular headband just around like your entire head. It's too small. You can hurt yourself. I wouldn't recommend that. Okay. Next, so we're going to take that out and give my hair a good shake. Shake. It's what I do in the morning. I get up and I shake it, and that's pretty much it. I sleep on a satin pillowcase, so there's not really much maintenance I have to do when I do my twist outs the next day or the next day, however many days I wear my twist out, because I sleep on a satin pillowcase and I don't wear like a bonnet or anything. I just sleep on the satin pillowcase. That's it. All right. And we're doing 2 puffs right now. So you just followed that middle part straight back down. Like I said, if you had parted your hair from down the center when you did your twist, you should already have a part here to just re-separate the hair, and it should be pretty easy. These are one of the best contraptions I've ever found. They're like called a puff clip. I bought these at my local beauty supply store, but I'm pretty sure you can find them online. I will find a link and I will link it in the description for you. They come in different sizes. I have 3 sizes. They're great for natural hair. They're great for protective styles. I love these things because when I do this style with a scrunchie, in order to get the hold at the root, I have to tie the scrunchie super tight, which makes this tiny, that small section for it's just not as full and voluminous, because this is a wider section that the hair gets to breathe in, and it's not tight and it doesn't irritate my head at all. So, and you can always lay your edges down. I have not. You can lay your edges down, tie them down if you want smooth edges. Perfect. Done. Look how cute that is. Wasn't even hard. And any type of headdress can work. I realize I did choose all sweet accessories for this tutorial. I'm sorry. You can also use these methods with gothic or classic, same. These are just styles, and I just really wasn't thinking when I grabbed the accessories for this, Yeah, sorry. Style number 4. So here we are going to do a high puff. So we're just bringing all the hair up, and you see I'm kind of grabbing from sections because you want to bring it up from the root. You don't want to bring it up like from the ends of your hair and then like have curls and everything trapped underneath. You want to have all that beautiful definition and all those curls showing. So you want to pull from the root and pull it up that way. Also, that'll save you all the bulk, on the base of your head, and that's the big giant one. That's the big mama one there. I believe this is the biggest size they come in, and I love it. And it just clips just like that. Bow. And then you have a puff. So normally I would do something like this on like day 2 or 3 when I have a little bit more volume, especially in the middle part. So it's not sitting up as high and beautiful like I normally like it. But that's how it would normally be. Just think about that, you know. These are styles, you know, not just day 1 styles. You can use these however many days you have your twist out or your wash and go or your braid out. Any style you can use these styles for, okay? And you just put your accessory on like that. Any accessory can work here. Also, you can also, if you don't want to leave out, you know, any little of your own hair in the front, you can put all of your hair up, and you can always use clip-on bangs. Clip-on bangs are a great tool to easily change up a look and prevent you from having to do extra work by, you know, having to figure out what to do with your own bangs, because it's just a clip-on, and it's an easy, I know it's an extension, I said no extensions, but it's an easy way to modify a style with an extension, but it's super easy. That's it. And then you just put your headpiece on top of to hide the clip-on bang part. That's it. All right, style number 5. This we are doing a half up, half down, but we're going to do a side ponytail. And you see I'm doing the same method and trying to grab to, you know, stretch the curls over to the side. And we are going to use a scrunchie for this one because this is a small section of hair and they don't make the Afro Puff clips in the size that I need. So we're going to just use a scrunchie, tie that up out the way, and there you go. Like I said, you can put your edges down if you want, lay your edges down, and then there you go. You have a side ponytail for your side, all of your side bow, side headpiece, you know, if you just want to, you know, yeah, done. Side. I usually don't ever wear my hair like this. I literally just did this style for you guys because it came to me and I was like, well, you know, somebody might can use it. Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of asymmetrical hairstyles. I'm a very symmetrical being. So both sides have to match. They have to be the same. I've done asymmetrical a few times, but it's never symmetrical to me, even if I put something on the other side to balance it. And now I'm just rambling. Anyway, moving on to style number 6. This, we are doing a faux hawk. Faux hawk, you're going to need tons of bobby pins for this one. And this one is quite a pain. So you're going to want to push all of your hair over. You want to push it over past the middle, and you want to put your bobby pins as close to the middle of your head as possible, because when you shift to the other side and pull it to the other side, it's going to shift all the hair, and it's not going to be where it was when you did the other side. 2, once you let go and you have everything pinned, it's going to kind of expand on its own, so you don't want to pin it too far away from the center, because you want it to stay in the center, because you want to create that look of nothing on the sides and just hair in the middle. So, and then, yeah, I did not a great job pinning this side, and I didn't notice it till after I filmed this, because I can't really see as I'm filming, sorry. But yeah, the back here got really wonky. Those pins should be way closer to the middle of my head and not that far out to the side. And you can kind of see that when I'm done, when I do the other side, and you'll see how this side sticks out and then the other side doesn't stick out like that after I pin it, because I pinned the other side correctly. I'm sorry. The basis of this was for you to get the gist of what to do with your hair. Not exactly an exact method of how to do it, because I don't know if I'm the greatest person to show you that. You know, that's just me talking. But I try. I do my best, and that's you know, that's all I could do. And so I'm just continuing to pin it. This does take a while, but this is one of my favorite hairstyles, and this definitely for sure work with any style, and is perfect for like if you're doing like punk or any type of edgy look. You know, faux hawk gets it every time. Every time. They look so cool. Especially, like I said, this is another one of the styles that I tend to like doing more when my hair is a couple days older, so it's a little more full. It's like I have more definition, but I have some more frizz, and it's it's a good combination and balance, and it's just one of those things that just looks better when your hairstyle is a couple days older. Yeah, so this is how it looks. But it normally wouldn't look like this if you do this a couple days later. But you can also continue to pick it out in the middle and, you know, make it full, make it how you want it to look. You can do that. So now I'm just separating the front a little bit because we're going to put it on our head bow, and ta-da! So we got like faux hawk with some like faux hawk bangs, and like I said, this would be really cool with punk and, you know, fashions like that. Done. And this is it. It's cute. I love faux hawks. It's like one of like the best things. If you can find the really, really giant bobby pins, those are even better for doing a faux hawk because you don't have to use as many. So yeah, I'm just taking the pins down and shaking it out, and we're done.
Hey, welcome back. So I hope you like those styles that I showed you. I hope those came out good. I hope you were able to see well, because I was definitely struggling trying to show you like the sides and the back. Like it's hard. I've never done like a tutorial before like of that extent. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out better recording options for that. Or maybe, you know, you thought it was fine. I don't know. I just always nitpick on my videos. That's just me. But anyway, yes, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to take something from this video and know that you can use your natural hair in this fashion. You can use your natural hair anywhere. It's your natural hair. It just comes out of your scalp. However you want to wear your hair, you should be able to. That's it. Point blank period. Okay? Never let anybody tell you your hair is not good enough for whatever it is. I don't care how long it is. I don't care how short it is. I don't care how thick, thin. However, it's your hair. Period. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. So, until next time, I will be seeing you guys. Bye.